Is it really possible to access to the best US credit cards and international credit cards without being resident in the US or in the country where you want to access the credit cards? And is it really profitable? My name is Matteo Maglia, I'm Partnership Manager in GloboBanks. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for not losing any new content. And in this video, I would like to show you how is it possible to access to US credit cards without being resident in the US or also accessing to other very good credit cards that are not in the US without being resident in this country that I will show you later. Basically, you have to know that accessing, for example, a US credit card without being resident there, without having any connection with the US is basically impossible because you know how the credit cards works. The credit institution, okay, will give you money that you are going to spend in a month, and after 1 month you have to pay back the credit you used. So if you are not a US resident, for example, the USA and the credit institution that is going to provide you the credit card doesn't know you. Okay, it doesn't have any information regarding you. You don't have any credit score. You are like a foreigner, and you could be a person that is going to use the credit and not paying it. So the credit institution doesn't want any foreign person, you know, because of the problem that maybe you can just spend the credit and go without paying it. So today is possible to access to the best credit cards for your natural person and also for your corporate, for example, to US credit cards. How? Well, just having a introducer like us that can explain you all the processes to access to the best US credit cards, because you have to follow some requirements. For example, you need a reference letter of a specific bank. You have to do the ITIN number, for example, that is like the SSN but just for foreign, and to follow some steps that we will introduce you, and we will help you to follow to then access to the credit cards. In the US there are very good credit cards for personal use or also for corporates, because for example if you have a LLC based in the US, you for example can access to the JP Morgan credit cards, for example to the Inc. business that gives you a 3 per on each dollar that you spend, or for example you can access also for your LLC to the Gold American Express that gives you a 4 per points on each dollar that you are going to spend. So if you are, for example, an entrepreneur that you spend a lot of money in advertising each month and you travel a lot, for example, you rent cars, etc., this is a service that is incredible, useful for you, because you can just gain a lot of points each month and you can convert them in miles. You can just travel for free, for example, because you know, those kind of credit cards, for example US credit cards, working with a rewards program. This means that for each dollar you are going to spend, they're going to give you a point or multiple points, like for example the Gold American Express business for a US LLC. So you are going to spend your money with your corporate credit cards, for example, and you are going to generate points. All those points then you can convert them in, for example, miles. So if you are going to, let's make an example, you need to travel from Dubai to New York, okay, and you generated hundreds of thousands of points with your credit card, you can convert them and access to a flight ticket just maybe for free, and you can access maybe to a business ticket, you know, so you can fly with a business class from Dubai to New York just free, just because you spent your money not with your debit card but with your credit card, because we have to make this difference, you know, that in the world exist debit cards and credit cards. The debit cards are the cards that basically all the banks all over the world giving to their customers without requesting it. Okay, if you open a bank account, usually the bank gives you a debit card, and the debit card allows you to spend the money that you already have in the account. If your account balance is zero, basically using your debit card you can't spend any money because on the account there is nothing. Or if you have, for example, $100,000, with your debit card, you can spend up to $100,000, for example. A credit card is a card that you have to request to the bank, and the bank is going to make another due diligence, okay, in addition to the one that made for opening you an account, because the bank need to understand if you can be a good person and a good payer. Why? Because with a credit card you are not going to spend the money that you already have on the account, but it's like a card that you are going to spend the money that the bank is going to give you. Okay, so you spend the bank money, and each month, okay, you are going to spend the bank's money, so you can have a balance in zero, and you spend the bank money, okay, so you can access to a credit that the bank gives you, and after each month you have to pay the credit that you used. Okay, so if your account balance is zero, but you spent in a month like $10,000 of credit that the bank give you, so after 1 month you have to pay $10,000 to the bank. If you're not going to paying it, you will have interest. You will, if you will not pay like many months, you can be signed as a bad payer, and the bank will not give you access to additional credit. You couldn't access to credit cards of other banks, etc., etc. So you just will make your reputation not so good. So you will always have to pay back the credit that the bank gave you. Having a credit card is very useful if you are a person that, for example, traveling a lot, spend a lot of money each month, because usually the credit cards are asking for a monthly fee. Okay, for example, the American Express, depending if it is gold or platinum, but the monthly fee is around from $30 per month up to $70, $80 per month. That for someone of us could be a little high, but you know, having a reward points, you spend money. You gain points, you can convert points in miles, for example, and you're going to travel for free. So you're not going to pay hundreds of dollars of flight ticket, so you spend the monthly fee, but you will gain hundreds of dollars the institution just gives you just because you used a credit card. So are like free money that you gain to make your better expenses like flights, hotels, etc., etc. So if you have a credit card with reward points, you will have to pay a monthly fee, but you know, it's like you are not going to pay a monthly fee, because let's make an example. You pay $80 each month for the maintenance of the credit card. Okay, but in a month you are going to spend with your credit card around $10,000. Okay. And maybe this credit card gives you $2 per dollar that you are going to spend. So each month you are going to generate 20,000 points. You can convert to 20,000 points. You can see how much is the flight ticket that you can buy, for example, with these 20,000 points. Now, I'm not making the calculations, okay? But you can just search online. You can just see the equal of 20,000 points in dollars. Okay, you will see the result, and you will see that is upper than the maintenance fee. So it's a game that is very profitable to have. Then there are some credit cards that also, for example, gives a cashback. Okay, so maybe they don't have reward points, they just gives you a cashback. So per each dollar you spent, they gives you a percentage from 0.1% to 1%, 5% of cashback. So you will receive not points to be converted in miles, for example, but you will receive dollars in your account. So you spend $10,000, the cashback is 1%, you will receive $100, for example, in your account cash, that you can also use then for to spend whenever you like. Well, we usually recommend if you also are an entrepreneur that spend lots of money each month, you travel, etc. A credit card with a renewal point, because yes, they don't give you cash back, but they give you points that you can convert like in cash to buy flights, hotel, etc., etc. And if you are going to make like a calculation on how much is the ROI, is the cashback that you have with just points. Those credit cards like the Gold American Express of the US gives you like a cashback of 30%, 30%. Why? Because for each dollar you spend, it gives you like 4 points. If you spend $10,000, so you are going to generate 40,000 points. And if you are going to convert these points in dollars that you can spend in flights or for booking hotels, you will see that the cashback is like up to 30%. None of cash that you have in the account, but you understand me, like cash that you have to spend for those kind of expenses like flights, hotels, car rentals, etc, etc. And well, we just talked about the US, but there are some credit cards that you can just have from other countries. There are some banks, for example, in Panama or in Switzerland that you can just request. Okay, we have to check with your residence if the bank that gives the credit cards can accept you, etc, etc. But there are other institutions that gives you, for example, credit cards. And another service that is very great, and I would like to introduce you in this video, that is very loved by our clients, is the American Express Black Centurion. Maybe you heard about this credit card because his reputation is very high. Why? Because the American Express has different credit cards. The gold, the platinum, the green one, and for example, it also has the American Express Centurion Black. What is the difference between the black one and the others? The difference is that the others, you can access them just requesting them on the website, or we can introduce you with just an application that we are going to explain you. But the Centurion one can't be requested by anyone. The black one is a very high status credit card that can't be requested by no one. So how people can access to it? Usually American Express provide a little number of black American Express credit cards yearly to their best clients. So you have to be like a client of American Express many years, you have to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars yearly, and you have to be a very big and high valued client for American Express. So if you are this type of client, American Express will send you an official invite for the American Express Black Centurion, and you can request for it. Just if American Express tells you that you can be good to access to it. So how we can provide this service if the American Express just invite his clients to access the black one? So basically American Express made some agreements with some very big and private institutions all over the world, in some countries. And American Express told to these banks, okay, if you have some clients that have some requisites, you can just make, for example, a reference letter and other stuffs for him, and this client can access to the American Express Black Centurion. So we work with some of the best banks that provide to his clients the American Express Black Centurion. So we can, for example, open for you an account there, that are usually private institutions that are not allowing non-resident to open account there, etc, etc. So you can't open an account remotely, etc, without someone that is going to refer you, but luckily we are here to talk about it. So we can open an account for you in this kind of bank, and you have to deposit an amount that the bank need for then referring you to the American Express. Usually this amount is around $1 million. So it's not a service for everyone, but if you have like $1 million that you can deposit on bank account, I think that this one is a great service for you. Why? Because for sure the monthly fee is a little higher than a platinum or gold credit cards, but the benefits are incredible, because you have very good renewal points, you have a great assistance, you can access to networking events that are just reserved to people that owns Black Centurion credit card. So you will just find in these kind of events only people that are basically millionaires. Okay, you will access to a great network, to great opportunities, great rewards, etc, etc. So if you are a person that can afford this kind of deposit, you can just talk with us. We will help you to open an account in one of these banks depending on your situation and your needs, and we will ask to the bank to make you a reference letter and the other points that are needed to go then to the American Express, because we will go to the American Express with the reference letter of the bank and all the information that we need to let you access to the Centurion credit card and without being invited by American Express. Now that you are watching this video, you could not having any American Express credit card, okay? But if you are going to follow the step that we are going to let you know, you will receive the American Express Black Centurion. So you can just not be a American Express client, but you can access to the Centurion one without being a client, without being any story with them, just doing the steps that I told you. So open an account in one of the specific banks that allows you to access then the Centurion credit card, deposit $1 million or the deposit that will tells you, and then requesting for the card. So in this video we saw what are the best credit cards in the world, how to access them, and obviously the benefits, okay, to access them. For example, I'm a owner of American Express because I travel a lot, I book a lot of flights each month, you know, because I have to travel, for example, in countries where banks are based, so you know, I always travel, rent cars, hotels, etc, etc, and yes, I have a credit card, I pay a monthly fee, but for me it's very profitable having and be an owner of a credit card, a great credit card that gives me renewals, points, etc, etc, because the money that I'm going to save booking flights and hotels with the points are greater and bigger than the money that I'm going to spend with the monthly fee. So if you would like to have more information regarding credit cards and you would like to understand if you can access to the best credit cards in the world, you will find the link below the video and you can just fill the form with your personal information. One of our managers will reach you out and will help you in a free consultation to understand if you can access to one of the credit cards, which one, how, and will help you to creating the best structure which banks and credit cards and helping you having a very good asset protection, very great and solid bank accounts where to save your money, and great credit cards to spend your money in the better way to let you have all the benefits of them. So for this video is all, and let's see in the next one.